Hey guys, sorry it's taken so long to get you new moves, but I've been dealing with a lot of business stuff. And so I actually have a free moment in the sun here. Let's see how far we can get on the Steve. Because the Steve is this move. And the reason why I want you to get that move is because A, it's awesome. It is really flashy and impressive and it lights people up, including yourself. And that's actually the main reason why I want you to have it, is because once you get that and you're like, whoa, you start feeling the flow. And that's really, really awesome, because once you feel it in this move, you'll then translate it to everything. Like, this is the most basic move we have, this infinity spin, this reverse weave. And so think about, there's a way to do it where you're doing it, but right now I'm just barely in flow. Like, my wrist and hand is the only thing in flow. Everything else is stuck and overly rigid. And so you can take that feeling you get from learning this, you can take that feeling and use it to bring your whole body into even that basic move. And that's when you get going with the speed. And that's fun. Not gonna lie, it is fun to be Bruce instantaneously. So let's work on this move. First thing is always to drop the staff and visualize it. I want you to have your arm up really, really tall, and then bring it down a couple inches, and you should be looking at your fingernails. And what I want you to do right now is go to here. See how that's there? You're just going there. And then on this next time when it's there, I want you to practice going down and back. It's this motion. I'll tell you why later. It's best that you don't know right now. It's one of those things. Remember the rotor? So, now that you've got that, this first step, step one, is purely about getting the staff to here. And so here's something that's super important, people. Make sure you have a center mark. This move requires your brain to do a massive amount of calculations in order to know where the staff is and how much to slow it down and how much to press into it and how much to pull away from it. And that's all super conscious drive stuff. You don't need to know it, and you're not ever going to know it, but your super conscious already knows it, so relax. The fastest way to help your super conscious make those choices is by having a well-marked center mark. So the center mark is going to roll down your arm. And so you want to make sure that as you do this spin here, that the center mark is on your arm in a way that will roll down and around. So right now, all you're going to be doing is there. Is super slow to there. And here's something that's really key, folks. See this position here? That is the way that you want to release it every single time. A lot of people will put their thumb along the outside, and that's actually a sabotage, because you really want your thumb there, because see how it creates a channel? That channel is what guides and directs the staff as it leaves your hand. So here, here. And here's another piece of really important information. The staff will pull itself out of your hand. One of the sabotages that a lot of people do is that they let go here. And so that means that the staff isn't set onto its travel path properly. So here, release around. So for right now, move one, just do this. And the key here is to make sure that the staff is perfectly flat. The reason why is that, think of this as an axis. If you kick the staff off onto a different axis, it adds a bunch of variables. Like you could kind of see there, that was about 90% of what I have as a spinner in order to pull that off. And so for right now, if you keep it perfectly balanced and level, you are reducing the amount of math your superconscious drive has to do, which is very helpful when you're learning stuff. So right now, just practice getting it to there. Really, really nice and easy to there. And remember, your arm's up high. So now that's step one. Now we're ready for step two. And step two is where we let it go. Now, what's the first thing that comes up? Yeah, oh my God, there's this weapon above my head and I'm about to spin it and let it go near all my soft parts. And so that's a really valid thought. Like, that's absolutely correct. And so just like you can put up a firewall on your computer, you can also put up a firewall for your face. And so basically, take this hand, put it on your collarbone, and you can practice releasing the staff into the comfort and safety of your hand. And what's cool about that is that, think about all the browser windows that are coming up, all the pop-ups about fear. I'm gonna hurt myself, I'm gonna look bad, I'm gonna drop it, I'm not gonna get this, and then I'm gonna feel bad because I can't feel the flow. All of that noise, so much of that is just rooted into the fear of getting hit. The panic button is coming on. So protect your face. And here's the ultimate cheat code on this one. If you really want to rock it through this move, go get a martial arts helmet. Get a paintball helmet. Get something that protects the back of your head, but especially the sides of your face. Even if you just have safety goggles, that will help. Like the Smart Sabers, it's not going to be the process that it was when we all learned on fire staffs, stupidly, me included, first and foremost. So anytime that you can protect yourself when you're learning something dangerous, do it. And for those people who are like in the snowboarding world, those of us that got hip to the helmets used to get made fun of. And they're like, oh, you get your helmet. And it's just, it's hard to answer that person because it's like, well, if you're not smart enough to wear a helmet, it's probably best you weed yourself out of the gene pool anyway. So just don't fall into that trap. It's actually, it may seem like a tangent, but that's one of the hyper imperative points about learning this move, and especially the shoulder neck shoulder. I cannot recommend a martial arts helmet enough. Good face mask, you can usually find them at a thrift store for like 10 bucks. Snowboard helmets work, anything that will protect your face. So, what you can do now, take this hand, put it here. Get it to where it rolls. And here's a key point with this move. This center mark needs to go right on your, right where your airbender tattoo would be. Spine. So yeah, make sure that that center mark is rolling in such a way that it goes around your neck. Okay? So what you're doing right now, you're just doing this. You're just learning how to release. And just stay there, be diligent, and when you really, really have it, then and only then move on to step 3. Or if you do it and you're not getting it and like 20 minutes has gone by, come on over to step 3. That's valid too, because sometimes you just get bored, it's not coming for whatever reason, and when you step away from it, that's when you actually start getting it. So that's getting into some of the deeper psychology there. If you haven't taken Kung Flow 101, that might not make sense. Okay, so here's step 3. It goes like this. It goes 1, 2, wait, my math skills. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's been a while. I have done this before, I think. So, we know that we've got 1, and we know we've got 2, but we have to get 3 now, and 3 can only come on a successful 1 and 2. So there's a way to isolate number 3, and basically you cut the corners on the learning curve, because trying to get number 3 after a successful 1 and 2, when 1 and 2 aren't unconscious yet, that's asking a lot of yourself. So what you can do is isolate step 3. Put it right here on your shoulder. And so if you're on this line, bend at the trunk. See this motion here? This is going to be super important. So the staff goes on the deltoid right there, and you're going to let it roll up and under into your hand. You're going to let it roll down your arm a little bit to get going, and you're going to pull it this way at the same time. And you're going to feel centrifugal force pulling the staff up your forearm into your open palm. And so really take some time until you can get that. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how to get that because I just did. And I want you to have the experience of getting stuck and then figuring it out for yourself. Because there's a lot of moves that I can just hand you every little technical detail, but it'll be way better if I don't, because you can go and figure them out, and in figuring them out, you'll become really fluid with the kinetics, fluent in the kinetics of the staff, and that will allow you to teach Kung Flow. And that's where the money is. There will be people making boatloads of money as performers, but folks, there's no long term in the circus. So we definitely need Cirque du Soleil Jedi out there, but make sure you're also learning how to teach, because the circus is just one injury away from being non-profitable. So definitely please do both if you're going to go down that path. And plus, we just need more teachers. So here, and once you've got that on lock, what I want you to do is this. Yeah, remember, there's no ticking clock on you. You're learning, and the learning process is the important thing right now. And if you're having fun, that's the most important thing. If you have a helmet, if you have goggles, now would be the time to get them. If you are learning on a contact staff that's metal, I would go to the hardware store and get some pipe foam and run it on this part, because getting hit in the head with an iron tube sucks. Okay, so what I want you to do is just sit here and empty your cup. Just let it go. There is nothing in your mind. There is nothing that matters. See if you can let go of any need to pressure yourself to get this right the first time. See if you can actually just enjoy exploring the process of learning a new skill. This is easy. This is easy. This is easy. This is easy. So, did you get it? Probably not. Maybe 1 out of 100 will, I think. That's just my best guess. But here's the thing. What the number one thing the staff taught me, it's not about dropping it. It's about picking it back up. And it doesn't matter if you drop it, as long as you always pick it back up again. So just go ahead and launch a bunch. And here's my strong suggestion to you on this. This is actually pretty crucial information. Don't care about what happens over here. Sometimes it'll go around and it'll do something entirely different than what you wanted to do. But that thing that was the accident there was really cool in and of itself. And so when you start these contact moves, just keep going with them. Spin them until either you can do a hard grab, or spin it until you can't spin it anymore, because that's where you're going to learn where the edges of your boundaries are, but you're also going to learn how to push past them, and that's really fun. And so I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to do a proper tutorial on this move. Michael Taylor was such a good friend to me. I had some legal problems, and out of nowhere, he handled some stuff that I was trying to figure out how I was going to handle it. And he did it just by being proactive. And so this tutorial is my very, very small and humble gift in return to him for being so incredibly helpful. Michael, that was one of the best holiday gifts I've ever gotten. So thank you for that, and I honor you. So this one's for you. Also, you can go around and repeat. And that's a really good thing, because while I'm thinking about it, this is an important piece with these flow moves. Once you get it, find a pattern and keep doing it. Basically, you just want to do this over and over and over again until you realize that you can do it and you fully own the move. Because there are certain moves, like I own the Steve. I can do this 10 times out of 10 times on command. But there's a move that I love called the Matrix. And it's basically, see, I blocked it there. The Matrix is an awesome move, and I need more weight on the ends of these in order to have the inertia to get through, or I need better technique. And so it's a bit frustrating that I don't have time to go learn this move right now, because I know it's easy and I know I want it. So in order for me to be able to get that move to a point where I say I can own it and therefore do it on stage, I'm going to have to just go out and drill it over and over again, and probably just sit for a day and say, okay, I'm gonna own the matrix at the end of today. So with the Steve, you can accomplish that by finding a pattern where you just get into it. Oh, the other thing with this move, what happens is that it's so fun and it's so like we get into this really frenetic energy, and that's not good, because what happens is that we end up doing the same thing over and over again, which in my case was I wasn't resetting my energy, I wasn't emptying my cup and starting from perfection. I was starting off on all these jangly, just discordant thought processes, and of course all you're going to get from that is a discordant move, but then you hit yourself, which adds to the process. So sometimes it's super important to just stop. Oh, well, I guess this is just going to be one long ass tutorial. So one of the things, when you see the Chinese Kung Fu, like the Shaolin people, when you see them going like this and like this, what they're doing is a visualization where they imagine that there's an energy column that goes up and down their spine, and they push that column down into the earth and tap into that molten core energy, and then bring it up. They bring it up and then they marry it with the sky and bring it back down through them. And so I have found that, because I have such a massive appreciation and admiration for the Shaolin tradition, that even though I'm not a Shaolin and I have no affiliation other than admiration, I still like that feeling of tapping into what they display so beautifully. So it's a good thing. Might not work for you, but it's a good thing to do in between if you find yourself getting really frenetic. And so each time, start from up here, hit it perfect, and then once you've got it, start finding patterns where you can just repeat and drill. Oh, and also this move is really cool out of palm spins, which you got in level 1. So guys, happy holidays. It's December 27th, and I'm really excited about the new year. And I'm really excited about sharing more of these moves with you. Like, one of the other big ones I want you to get is this one. And then what's cool about that one is that it does that. And there's all these cool variations. And when you do those moves with the Smart Saber, because of the asymmetrical nature of it, people think you have the force, and that's when you end up meeting really cool people. So happy holidays, everyone, and especially this goes out to Michael Taylor for being such a huge assist in the legal department, and I hope this gave you what you wanted for Christmas.